Hello and welcome to another episode of Susfaction.
Yes, today is an Acela and Kyle-centric episode, and I'm Kyle,
And I'm Isella.
and we're
We're
your
your
hosts.
hosts. If anything, it's a spirit episode, a
Yeah.
spirit centric episode where we're going to let the spirits talk to you through us. No, just kidding. I don't think I have that ability.
Wouldn't that be fun to be a conduit?
Yeah, I don't think I am. I see things occasionally and I never feel scared or threatened by what I see. So I feel like that's good enough.
Yeah. Like I have a strong intuition and a strong sense of
Yeah.
things around me, and I'm hypervigilant really bad just from my anxiety.
Yeah.
So like I sense things all the time, but I just kind of ignore them just because it's like,
Yeah, you never know,
yeah.
like, if it's something you should give your
Mhm.
attention to.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay. I have a little, like, meditation for you all to kind of get you in the mood. May 1864. You haven't seen your brother in 2 years. He left to fight the war of the rebellion. Living in Delaware, you weren't sure why he even went. There's a knock at the door. You answer it, and no one's there. But through the busy hustle in the streets, you hear the paper boy hollering that there's a new casualties list in this edition. You reluctantly walk over, purchase a paper, and open it. There it is. You collapse to the ground. Your brother's name in black and white. He won't be coming home. You wished to tell him your good news, that he was going to be an uncle, because you are expecting. But that all seems impossible now.
That was sad.
It is sad, but it puts you in the mindset of those um, that really made the spiritualist movement um, kind of happen and why it took off. So, the beginning of modern spiritualism in America is often linked to an incident in upstate New York in 1848 where two sisters, Kate and Maggie Fox, claimed that they had received messages from spirits who rapped on the walls in answer to questions. Later, recreating this feat of channeling in parlors across the state, aided by the stories about the celebrity sisters and other spiritualists. The movement reached millions of adherents in the years that followed. Spiritualism worked for Americans. Many believed it was compatible with Christian dogma, meaning one could hold a seance on Saturday night and have no qualms about going to church the next day. It was an acceptable, even wholesome activity to contact spirits at seances through automatic writing or table turning parties, in which participants would place their hands on a table and listen as someone called out the letters of the alphabet. When certain letters were spoken, they would watch the table begin to shake and rattle, declaring all the while that they weren't moving it. Spiritualism also offered solace in an era when lifespans were much shorter than they are today. Even Mary Todd Lincoln, wife of the venerable president, conducted seances in the White House after her 11-year-old son died of a fever in 1862. During the Civil War, spiritualism attracted droves who were desperate to connect with loved ones who'd gone away to war and never come home. So that's when it really took off, was the Civil War. And that's where I wanted to put you in the beginning so that you could understand why someone would be so drawn to
Yeah.
spiritualism and these types of activities because, you know, the emotion of losing someone so suddenly, someone you had news for.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. So, the origin of spirit boards has its root in American spiritualism following the Civil War. Many grieving Americans wanted to contact lost loved ones and sought out the help of mediums. Now, Kyle's going to talk to you about mediums.
Okay, so we have a few different things. Mediums. Okay. Mediums may say that they can receive messages from deceased people, sense spirit or energy, relay information during readings or seances, communicate through voices, visions, writing, or trance states. Mental mediums are mediums that claim to receive information through thought, vision, hearing spirit voices, or intuition. Physical mediums claim spirits produce physical effects such as knocking sounds, moving objects, apparitions, spirit voices. Trance mediums, a trance medium enters an altered state or may appear to let a spirit speak through them. The historical background of mediumship became especially popular during the 19th century spiritualist movement in the United States and in Europe. Important figures include Edgar Cayce, Leonora Piper, and the Fox sisters.
Yes. Um, do you have any information on how mediums would have used ectoplasm or even dowsing rods in their seances?
Well, I got, let's see. I have stuff on ectoplasm.
Okay.
It's Where is it? Ectoplasm is a substance that some spiritualists and mediums in the late 1800s and early 1900s claimed was produced by spirits during seances. People describe ectoplasm as a white or gray misty material, a cloth-like or gooey in appearance, emerging from a medium's mouth, nose, ears, or skin, changing shape during spirit manifestations. Believers thought spirits used ectoplasm to physically manifest or interact with the living world. Ectoplasm became famous during the spiritualism movement in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Some well known mediums associated with ectoplasm are Ava Carrier and Helen Duncan.
Okay.
Um, Investigations later revealed that many ectoplasm demonstrations were fraudulent. Exposed materials included cheesecloth, gauze, paper, egg whites, and fabric hidden in the medium's body.
Mm,
Photographs of ectoplasm seances often showed obvious fake materials once closely examined. Today, ectoplasm is generally regarded by scientists and historians as part of seances excuse me, a seance's theatrics and paranormal folklore rather than real supernatural substance.
yeah, and I think that's because a lot of them did fake it. Um, the Fox sisters are what made like spiritualism very popular, but they also came out saying that they faked most of their
Yeah, they
seances
did.
too. So they weren't the only ones looking for a quick buck. Enterprising businessmen saw an opportunity to profit on the practice of automatic writing and spirit tables and bring spirit tables to the living room. Um, let's see. In 1886 is when it was all over newspapers that in Ohio there was the use of like automatic writing and things of that nature. Could you tell us what automatic writing is?
Automatic writing is a practice where a person writes words, sentences, or messages without consciously thinking about what they are writing. A hand appears to move on its own, often producing unexpected texts. Automatic writing has appeared in several contexts: spiritualism, psychology, creativity, and occult practices. Some people believe that spirits are or other entities communicate through the writer in spiritualism. Others see it as unconscious thoughts resurfacing from the mind in psychology. Writers and artists sometimes use it to generate ideas freely without editing or without self-editing, which is in creativity, and it's been associated with seances and mystical traditions and occult practices.
Yeah, so like I said, in 1886, all over some newspapers in Ohio, and it was very big in Ohio, automatic writing really took hold. And this captured the attention of Elijah Bond, Charles Kennard, and E.C. Reich. And in 1890, they filed a patent for a board featuring the alphabet, numbers, a small sliding pointer called a planchette. And it was called, well, according to company lore, during a seance, the with Bond's sister, who was a medium. According to company lore, during that seance, the board was asked what it wanted to be called, and it spelled out Ouija, Ouija, which it reportedly claimed meant good luck. While commercialized in America, talking boards and planchette writing have deeper, older roots. Similar methods of automatic writing date back to 1100 AD in China's Song Dynasty. Do you have any more history on automatic writing?
Not on automatic writing. I have stuff on dowsing rods and spirit boards.
Okay. Um, one other thing I mentioned earlier, but it was very briefly, was the what was it called? Tabling. Spirit tables is where they would all sit at a table together, their hands on the
Yeah.
table, similar to how your fingers are on a planchette, and there would be one person calling out the alphabet. And the table would move, or there'd be knocks, signifying that that letter was part of the whatever the message was trying to be conveyed. So that was part of it. Similar to automatic writing, but they called it alphabet calling. Um, so, how does the spirit board work? A flat wooden board with the letters of the alphabet arranged in two semicircles above the numbers 0 through 9. The words yes and no appear in the uppermost corners, while goodbye is printed at the bottom. The board comes with a teardrop shaped device called a planchette with a small window in the body. The idea was that two or more people would sit around the board, similar to the table at a séance, and place their fingertips on the planchette. They would pose a question and watch, dumbfounded, as the planchette moved from letter to letter, spelling out the answers, seemingly of its own accord. Okay. What else do you have on spirit boards? Now that we know how they work or how they're supposed to work.
Well, let's see. We talked about Ouija. The word Ouija is the most commonly associated word while talking about talking boards. In early stories from the creators, we comes from the French word yes, ja comes from the German word yes. So Ouija is often said to mean yes, yes, but one popular account, his name was revealed during a session using a board itself in the late 1800s. People involved claimed to ask the board what it wanted to be called, and it spelled out Ouija. And we already heard that. The board was commercialized in the United States in the 1890s by businessman Elijah Bond and popularized by William Fuld. The Ouija board is a flat board marked with letters, numbers, yes, no, and goodbye. Scientists generally attribute the movement of the planchette to the same phenomenon associated with dowsing, the idiometer idiometer effect, where people unknowingly move the pointer themselves without realizing it. The modern Ouija board is was developed in the late 1800s in the United States during the rise of spiritualism, a movement centered on communicating with spirits. Key people involved were Elijah Bond. Bond is usually credited with patenting the first commercial talking board in 1891. He was the attorney and inventor, an attorney and inventor from Maryland. Charles Kennard helped organize the company that first marketed the board commercially with Kennard Novelty Company. William Fuld later took over the production and became the person most associated with the Ouija board. For many years, he claimed he invented it himself, though historians generally credited Bond, Kennard, and others involved in the original patent and business. Now, dowsing rods. Dowsing rods are simple tools, usually two L-shaped metal rods or a forked stick used in practice called dowsing or water witching. People who use them believe the rods can help locate underground water, minerals, or even lost objects. How they're supposed to work. The dowser holds the rods loosely in their hands and walks slowly over an area. According to tradition, the rods may cross, dip, or swing when passing over something like water. The movement is interpreted as a signal pointing that they're searching for.
Sorry. I'm
You're
sorry.
fine. Scientific view. There is no reliable scientific evidence that dowsing rods detect water or anything else underground. Most scientists explain the rod movement using the idiometer effect, tiny unconscious movements made by the person holding the rods, which make them appear to move on their own. While people still use them, it's long-standing folk tradition in many cultures. Some people report personal success stories. It's simple and requires no equipment beyond the rods. In short, dowsing rods are a part of a traditional practice rather than a scientifically proven method for finding things underground. No single person is known to have created the dowsing rods. The practice of dowsing is extremely old and developed gradually across different cultures. Early history. Some historians believe forms of dowsing may date back thousands of years, possibly to ancient China or Egypt, to the evidence debated, or though evidence is debated. The earliest well documented use in Europe appeared in the 15th and 16th centuries, especially in Germany, where miners used forked sticks to search for ore deposits. Traditional tools, the original rod was usually a Y shaped tree branch, often hazel or willow, later replaced by metal L shaped rods. Famous early figure, one notable historical figure is associated with dowsing is Georgius Agricola, a mining scholar who described the practice in his 1556 book De Metallica. He didn't invent dowsing rods, but his writings are among the earliest detailed records of their use.
Oh,
Modern use today, dowsing rods are commonly linked with finding underground water, which is water witching, ghost hunting and paranormal investigations, and locating buried objects or utilities. Even though the practice has a long history, modern scientific testing has not shown dowsing to work reliably under controlled conditions. And that's it.
I like that they said water witching.
Mm-hmm.
um, no, I mean, I feel like it could still be just as credible or maybe even more credible as the Ouija board because it's one person and they're kind of just waiting for things to happen.
Yeah.
It depends on the person's commitment to what they're trying to like experience, I think. But with the Ouija board, you really have to trust the people that you're doing it with. Like
Yeah.
even if they're going to make something up, you still need to really trust the people that you're doing it with. Um I had like on some other stories that I read about Ouija boards, it was like supposed to be a game between lovers. And they were supposed to sit across from each other with their knees touching, with the board on their laps, and then put their fingertips on it. And so like there was all this energy obviously flowing between them. So like I could see how that would work probably because you have this extra like
And the planchette is unironically shaped like a heart.
mhm. Yeah, it is. It is. So that was another thing that I had read about it was that it was supposed to be like two people who had like feelings for each other. So there's like all this extra energy, positive
Yeah.
emotions involved with using it. Um, another, I guess, some rules that I've learned about dealing with a Ouija board is always say goodbye.
I never heard that until like later years of people using Ouija boards. Like
Yeah.
as a child using a Ouija board, because I've had Ouija boards since I was like my first Ouija board I got when I was 9.
Okay.
So like I've never heard any rule. There's no rules that come with the board.
There's no rules that come with it.
No.
Well, I can tell you who to blame for that. So the patent has been passed down several times. Um, originally, it was purchased. Let's see. Parker Brothers bought the rights from the Fold family in
hmm
1966. Originally, here we go. From 1890 to 1891, the patent was through Bond and the Kennard Novelty Company.
Yeah.
And oh, do you want to know the story how they earned that patent? Sorry, I read this and I thought it was really funny. So they went to the patent office and the guy was like, I'm not going to give you a patent unless you prove to me that it works. And they supposedly did not know the patent officer's name. And he's like, "What's my name?" And it spelled it out. The board spelled his name, and he freaked out, turned pale as a ghost, and was like, "Yes, you can have your patent."
That's awesome.
So that's the story of how they got their patent. In 1892, from 1892 to 1966, former employee William Fuld took over the company, aggressively expanding the product and fiercely protecting the patents.
Mm-hmm.
From 1966 to 1991, following Fuld's death, his children sold the business to Parker Brothers. And then in
Yeah.
1991, Hasbro purchased Parker Brothers, giving them the exclusive rights and trademark to the name. So they had all those different hands pass, and none of them gave instructions on how to use this board.
Well, see, it's funny. This has nothing to do with the instructions, but you can get on Etsy. I've almost bought one.
Mm,
You can get you can get automatic writing planchettes on Etsy,
okay.
but you can get a William Fuld planchette. But because he's not like, I mean, he like expanded the company, but he wasn't the original, and I feel like that's kind of like redundant to get a William Fuld planchette.
Right. I almost would want like an actual wooden board. Um Oh, okay. I was gonna say because a lot of them now are like plastic or like that
Or
cardboard.
cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 cardboard boards, and then I have that wooden board.
Yeah. The wooden board is more original, I would think.
Mhm.
It's what it was
It
originally
was
made on.
handmade by a girl in town.
Hmm. Did she bless it?
I don't know.
I hope so.
It's been saged a million times.
Okay. No, my first time using a Ouija board was in middle school. And I didn't know we had to say goodbye either. And I was so creeped out afterwards. I'm sure she was messing with me. Now, as an adult, I'm like, she was probably messing with me. She was the creepy kid, like that nobody wanted to be friends with, but I was friends with her because she kept the mean girls away. So like she was the creepy kid. And I hung out with her and like I stayed the night at her house and she was like, "You want to play Ouija board?" And I was like, "I've never played one before, sure." And so then she like spooked me way out. Like apparently we were talking to some demon named Red.
Ah!
And like it creeped me out and I was like, I can't sleep in here. Well, apparently that's another rule. You don't conjure where you sleep or whatever. You're not supposed to conjure where you sleep. So we followed that rule, but not knowing the rule at the time. So we ended up sleeping in the guest room. But we didn't say goodbye. And now she moved back into that house. So I was like, how's it going living in that house for you? Because we never said goodbye.
Right.
But
That's funny.
yeah, just I mean, it's just some of the rules, I guess. But yeah, you really gotta trust because, like I said, she could have been messing with me, or it could have just actually been a demon. But you really gotta trust who you're
Mhm.
conjuring with, I guess.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I don't know. Do you have any fun Ouija board stories? That's the only time I ever used one.
When I was growing up, a girl, like a family friend's daughter, moved in with us because the family friend wasn't a very good father to
Okay.
her.
Okay.
So she moved in with us. Well, while she was staying, she stayed. We, I don't know. She stayed in. I don't know which room she stayed in. I don't know which ones of my siblings had moved out by that time. I don't remember. All I remember is we played Ouija board a lot. Her
A
and I.
lot? Okay.
And we contacted a little 6-year-old boy
Okay.
named Ref. Now his initials were REF.
Okay.
And he told us this story about his life and how he died, and like that his father was like some kind of domineering force in his life, and he
Yeah.
was afraid of him.
Okay.
And like his dad was in the house too, so like Ref lived in the house, and along with his father, like their ghosts were still in the house.
Oh.
And now this was all, it could have been a story made up by 2 kids, you know what I mean? She was
Right.
older than me. I was like 10 or 11, she was like 15 or 16.
Right.
But walking home from school one day,
Uh-huh.
like, okay, mind you, we got this description of this little blonde boy with green eyes.
Oh.
I was walking home
Mhm.
from school one day, and this little blonde kid, couldn't have been older than 5 or 6, was like walking in the alley, like following me home, but ahead of me.
Oh.
And then I waved at him, and like he turned like to this, around this car that was in the alley.
Yeah.
But when I walked past, I would have been able to see, and there was a fence right beside the car. So he was like just vanished.
Oh, he just vanished.
Yeah.
He just wasn't there anymore.
No. And so like ever
I
since
met a man
then,
who wasn't there. No. It's one of
so
my
like,
most favorite creepy poems.
but that was so like I just got this weird sense that that was him or something.
Maybe. Just
But
checking on you.
yeah. But so like, and I had like a whole bunch of stuff go on in that house too.
Oh.
Like bowls shuddering in the dish drainer while
Oh.
I'm in the bathroom, and I can hear them, and I like bang on the door because I'm afraid to open it. And so my mom comes down shaking, asking me what's wrong. And I
Oh.
tell her, and she checks the basement by herself while my dad's at work midnights.
Oh no.
It was scary.
That does sound scary. That does
But
sound scary.
the Ouija board, I haven't probably messed with the Ouija board since I was a teenager. But
Okay.
I have them because I'm fascinated by them.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great if it worked and like you were actually able to contact somebody, but I guess what you're saying is scientifically we'll never really know because
Mm-hmm.
like subconsciously we could be moving the planchette or somebody else is moving the planchette. I love watching those movies where kids are constantly like, "No, you're moving
No,
it.
you're moving
No,
it.
you
No, you are.
are." I love watching it. In those movies where kids play that, or they like in the craft where they play like light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Oh
Those
my
types of
god, I
games
think
are
I
so
sprained
funny.
my finger.
Oh man, no. My favorite line though is from that movie, and they repeated that line in the new one. Did you see the new one?
Mm-hmm.
Craft. Yeah, we are the weirdos, Mister.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are.
Yeah.
We are the weirdos. Um, no, I mean that's really all we have on like the history of the spirit board or the Ouija board or talking board, whatever you want to call it. Ouija is just the brand name, but they all perform similarly.
Yeah.
um, no, but if you have any amazing stories or even terrifying stories of, or even just hilarious stories of, using the Ouija board, we would love to tell your stories.
Yes.
So please email us.
At suspectionpod at outlook.com. You can email us your stories. Send us your creepy stories, Ouija stories, dark history stories, anything like that. Again, our email is suspectionpod at outlook.com. And we have an Instagram.
Yes, our Instagram is at suspectionpod. You can find the links in our bio for the Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Music. Sorry. I'm fighting getting sick. I have a catch in my throat. Oh my goodness, I forgot. Oh, and remember, question everything and trust no one. I think I said it backwards.
You did. Trust no one.
Question everything.
And thank you for listening.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.